Good afternoon, everybody, or whatever time you might be viewing this. It is at this end, the afternoon of Saturday, October 22nd, 2011. And yes, for 2 consecutive weeks, we are going to the video for the Weekend Trader after quite a lapse. So have a few things I want to talk about. Often usually easier to use video and the microphone. Before we talk trading, let's talk a little bit about the European prop firm invite that I put out there a few weeks ago for a European-based trader to join our humble but growing jelly prop firm. I am still sifting through all the information at this time that you folks have sent in. I appreciate the strong interest, a bit overwhelming, but again, I'm going through that information and certainly we'll be in touch with those who we'd like to follow up with. And again, I apologize for not being able to get back to everybody on an individual basis. The volume just precludes me from doing that. So that's still in play, and I'll keep certainly those that are going to be involved interested as we go forward. As I mentioned last week, European time zone, the best time zone to be a trader. You can trade the European Opens, the U.S. Opens, and then live your life after that. But let's talk trading a little bit. I wanted to follow up on some emails and questions and discussions that I've gotten again recently, as I do from time to time, in terms of methodology and trading process. And I really have to go back to the roots of this whole Jellyfish Mantra and why we came up with the term. For those that are new to this site, the term was really derived for 2 reasons. One, there were certainly some spiritual connotations in terms of needing to do what you can do in the position that you're put in through no help of your own. And so from a Christian perspective, there are many connotations to the whole jellyfish description and the jellyfish being. And if you're interested, if you want to pursue reading Phil Vischer's biography, Me, Myself, and Bob, and also want to go through the old VeggieTales cartoons, you'll know what I mean. But it was a takeoff of that. He actually created a company called Jellyfish, and I took off of that. But from a trading perspective, the equally important from a business perspective, anyway, aspect is the fact that to be an effective trader, one really has to adapt to every market that we're put in. And so where so many systems and methods and black boxes, and even the turtles failed in years past, they failed because they're very good at reading a particular rhythm, or I should say they're very good at trading a particular rhythm and a particular pattern and a particular sequence. And when those sequences and those patterns and those cycles present themselves, they do very, very well. And when they don't, they're either drawing down or they're not making money. And so where I wanted to go with this, having traded for so many years and having a large beef with trader education and the hype out there, I really tried to come up with a term that would be very descriptive of needing to, as I like to say, eat off the menu that's put in front of you, or eat off the ocean current or the market current that you were thrust into, as a jellyfish has to survive. So that is why we came up for the term, and one which is now becoming more commonplace in the industry as our efforts have grown. And it's a term that I know is very applicable, and I couldn't have come up with a better term, and especially combining the spiritual and the trading implications. So that's to me what this business is about, and everything that I've blogged about for years, and everything that I've spoken about for the past 15 years now, and everything that forms the basis for the Jelly Live effort and the Jelly webinars and all of these things, it all comes down to identifying what part of the market cycle you are in, and adapting to that. And those people that have traded successfully consistently over the years understand that. There are many, many good trend traders, and there are many good bull traders. Everybody's a good bull trader. There are actually very many good short traders, and I prefer going short more than long at times. But the challenge is that each one of these subsets excels at one particular pattern and one particular market rhythm. And if you want to make money some of the time and be frustrated, the vast majority of the time when the market's not doing what you are good at, then you can keep doing that. Or you can learn to interpret the markets on an hour-by-hour basis, a day-by-day basis, and adapt your trading style on the fly to whatever's happening. If you experience a strong market trend and you expect chop the next morning as the price is testing various levels, including the support of the resistance that was put in the prior day before, you know by the end of day one pretty much how day two is going to trade, especially in the morning session. As day two plays out in the morning, you have a pretty good idea that you're going to get a breakout in the afternoon, and then this cycle is going to repeat itself over and over and over and over again. So that's the focus, and will continue to be the focus of all of the trading tools that I'll ever put out there. And I still see a lot of questions and discussions along the lines of particular methods. People are prideful. They're prideful of whatever they're good at. It's human nature. I'm sure I do it. But you lock yourself into a particular pattern, and as has been said by many more than me, when you are a hammer, or when the only tool you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And so there are a lot of hammers out there. There are a lot of black box hammers, and there are a lot of people trying to sell you hammers because everything looks like a nail, and they make very good hammers. The hammer works when it's a nail. When it's a bolt, not so much. And the market's full of nails and bolts and screws and all the like, to use some really corny analogies, but ones that are very applicable. So, if you want to become a successful trader, whether you go through the education that we've created here, or whether you go elsewhere and find some good bona fide training by people who have done this, who are making money, who have made money in the past, are making money still, then go for it. And I'll guarantee you what that education will focus on is an adaptability, a required adaptability to multiple market cycles. And again, this isn't anything that I've created from scratch, but it is something that I have amplified and magnified in part because of my frustration with the industry, where people are trying to sell people hammers. We're trying to show you how to hammer. Okay, I don't want to show you how to hammer. There are times when a hammer works really, really well, but you've got to have the wrench and the saw and all the other tools if you want to really be successful on a day-by-day basis. And the Jellyfish webinars, for example, that I'm going to leave that discount, the $250 discount on for I don't know how long I'm going to do this, but it's not going to be forever. There's been a tremendous response to that. The feedback continues to be strong. It will be timeless. There's an unlimited shelf life in terms of the content. It would have worked back in the 1920s. It would have worked in the 70s. It would have worked in the internet run-up. It would have worked in the '08 bear market. It works now. It works because it's adapting. It's learning to adapt to the weather. It's raining out, you dress differently. You go out with an umbrella. When it's not raining, you dress, again, differently. When the seas are calm, you may tack one way with your boat, and when it's rough, you're going to do it another way. And it's this adaptability. Frankly, I think that a lot of us that pursue this business are just flat out lazy. We want other people to tell them what to do, or we want to overthink the process. But we want other people to tell us what to do because, trying to understand what the market rhythm is on a day-by-day basis takes work. And for those of you that want to be successful in this industry, and everybody who's been through the Live Jelly program knows exactly what I'm talking about. It takes work. We work our tails off from morning until the time the bell rings at the end of the day, and we pick it up again, and we've got Europe in between, and it is work. We provide liquidity to the marketplace. We provide a service so that the U.S. market certainly is remaining the most liquid market around. And in doing so, and by understanding wholesale market rhythms, we're able to also provide a sustenance for ourselves and our families. So, that's what trading is all about when it really comes down to it. And by identifying the time cycle that's in play, the channels that are in play, and when you get to the inefficient spot at which the market wholesale opportunity arises, that you can get yourself into a very low risk, high reward probability based on that cycle that's in play. That's all we do. But it's a magnification, an amplification, a reinforcement, moment by moment by moment. If you're interested further in the webinars, again, I'll have a link in the text to the course syllabus. I want to make it available. I want to make it available to as many people as possible. So there's a concerted effort to do that. It's done a lot of good for a lot of people. It's still at about a fifth of the price that the brokers have asked me to charge for. I will not overcharge for these things. So anyway, that's that. I'm going to have the update to the Pivot Point briefing that I do as Chief Investment Officer very, very soon. Over the weekend, you'll see that we actually have all of our clients now in for the first time in a long, long time in a long position. When we had some trend crosses up early in the week, and we violated some bear down channels, we got out of the going long only on complete barf strategy and exiting into the up moves into actually trading a bit of an uptrend. And so long as we've got our supports below us, we're going to see how long that is sustainable. So we've got our premise-based stops as we would as traders. Below that, we've got everybody in, including everybody with a moderate risk profile who we have kept in cash for quite a long time. We have been trading the aggressives and the moderately aggressive risk profiles fairly aggressively at times based on opportunity. So I will get that up soon. That is on the pivotpointadvisors.net site. Again, I hope you had a chance to listen to the Trading After Dark interview that Trading Markets did with me a few weeks ago. The link is embedded in last week's Weekend Trader video. If you haven't caught it, David Pell, thank you very much. Did a great job. I'm glad people are enjoying that. And we'll try to get some episodes up really soon on that. Again, some new episodes. So aside from that, that's what I've got to say on a beautiful summer weekend in New England. Have a glorious rest of the weekend. Rest up and have a great trading week. Take care.